there? Are you awake? Are you nursing a headache? Are you fighting a migraine? Are you even able to remember what a hangover is? I hope not, because you'd be listening to the only radio show for the dead, Petals and Thorns on KKBN, the sounds and news of Bucharest by night. And I'm your ever-welcoming host, the devilish darling, the dastardly delicate, the daringly debonair defier of dictums, the deadly rose, here to bring you the latest juicy gossip about the local kindred's unlively affairs. Let's start big tonight, my sweet peas, with a title worthy of all the tabloids. The prince and the sheriff getting all comfy in their private booth last night at the opening of the Carnelian Chambers. A lesser bloodsucker would deem this unprofessional, but me, I'll just come up and say it. Whatever you two got going on, hell, it has too much potential not to encourage it, so go for it, you mad lovebirds. Who cares what the world thinks? Love trumps all, I say. And I do hope you didn't mind my teasing. We never had much of a dialogue, and I was so bloody curious to see if you'd stand up for yourselves. On a less happy topic, it wouldn't have been a brouhaha/gangrel shindig without a brutal death here and there. And the two hounds hosting the events are now at least lacking a parking valet. Shame really. We only had one joint that provided that service, and now, well, there's none. To be fair, this is quite typical of the local culture. Come up with something good and then ruin it all because of tantrums and violence. This is why we can't have nice things. And this is why neonates should think before they grow claws and draw blood. Yes, it did involve that caller we had earlier in the evening yesterday. And yes, I am quite sure he will make the show again as well. Speaking of the brouhaha though, old Edwards finally poked his head out of his den, leaving the safety and comfort of the Torque, that's his biker bar for those of you who don't go exploring the city, and meeting Hound Marius in person to discuss politics. Or so I hear. And while on that subject, I'm quite excited to learn why the new venture in town wanted their own representative among Amon's deputies. Is Monsieur Charles Cochon trying to make a statement by insisting his own child play with the rest of the puppies? No doubt about it. But is it for political influence, or is he concerned about the strength of the sheriff's office after taking a hit with Azra and Victor's dismissal from the ranks of the hounds? Maybe both. Since I mentioned the Tremere, they've been quite shy for most of the night, save the fact that, to my surprise, a certain count has tasted knowingly of the drugged-up vessels provided by their chantry regent and spiced up by delightful little Elie. I'll admit I did encourage her to do so, and let's just be honest, everyone had more fun because of it. Except maybe that hot little warlock nerd who ran around for half a night trying to herd all the mortals back into their boss. The other, gender-confusing ex-hound, has not rejoined the party since fraternizing with that Ravnos princess, while my dear young Malkavian sweetheart performed another song. She was fantastic indeed and did set the mood just right, perhaps to her adoptive father's benefit now that I think about it. The mischief we caused, however, did seem to affect most of the roses, one way or another, and I do believe I saw a very high herald shuffling towards the back rooms at some point without ever re-emerging, with Damien the Toreador Hound running after her, perhaps to help the damsel in distress save face. Or perhaps they did rose things back there, who knows. Wait, am I engaging in what you kids call today shipping? Amusing and frustrating. That's a horrible term, has nothing to do with actual ships. But I won't lecture anyone on their vocabulary. Not tonight anyway. Instead, let's just say our goodbyes the right way, with hope and love for the unlive saying. Savor the night, Bucharest. Savor the night.